Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining TrainWorld TV tonight. And tonight we have a very special guest and guests all on tonight, and none other than PIKO America, and also PIKO everywhere. And we have Jonathan Metter from PIKO America. How you doing, John?
Great. And my staff wanted to make sure that I did things right, so they left me this little note. Not sure you can see it, but it was a note reminding me to smile. So
you're always laughing. You're always laughing.
And we got my father, Ken Sr., back tonight. And also, he's having a little technical difficulties, but Rene will be in. He's the CEO of PIKO, and he'll be joining us hopefully in a little bit. So stay tuned. We have a lot to cover. G-Scale, HO, factory tour, lots of good stuff. And just in this past 30 minutes, Jonathan just informed us we are going to have a brand new HO reveal live on TrainWorld TV. So make sure you stay tuned. I know it's a little late right now at it's already 9 o'clock. So thank you guys so much for hanging in there. Really appreciate it. And I will give a kickoff to Jonathan.
All right. Well, we're going to start out with what we're known for in America. In the American market, we're known really for G-Scale, and people know us for that for years. And of course, we built a huge product line in the past dozen or so years in G-Scale, not just buildings anymore, but trains and track to go along with the buildings. So lots of cool stuff. And there are some new items. These are just 3 of the latest new items that I think should be, the truck should be backing up to the door at TrainWorld just any day now, dropping a big load of these things off. So lots of good stuff. If you want to start off right into it, we'll start off with the new, the 5th and 6th in our vintage Warbird series of hopper cars. These are celebrating, as we call it, the greatest generation and the planes they flew. And these two, the one in blue is the SBD Dauntless, which was a dive bomber that was incredibly successful in World War II. It was the most used and most successful carrier-based, operating off aircraft carriers, dive bomber. Was famous in the Battle of Midway as the one that delivered the real knockout punches. And there were almost 6,000 of those made. And so that's a pretty cool plane with a unique history. And then on the other car here, we have the B-25, North American B-25 Mitchell bomber. And that's also a very well-known plane that served, actually this one served all around the world. And there were almost 10,000 of those built. And those things were so rugged and durable that they served for over 3 decades, some of them did, before they were finally retired. So quite an incredible plane, and 2 cool new cars celebrating those. So what do you think, guys?
They're beautiful, and a lot of people collect these now. It's like you start with one and you gotta collect them all.
Right. Yeah. These are the 5th and 6th, and you know we can do this photographic quality artwork on the cars like nobody else can. So it's pretty cool stuff that's only going to be coming from PIKO. These are original photographs. The photographers go out there in a chase plane and find, you know, at air shows and things where these historic airplanes are flying, and they fly along beside the plane to get just incredible photos that you or I can't get. So pretty cool stuff.
I think you picked the right car to put the graphics on too. The hopper car, just you got plenty of room, and for a big plane like that, it still looks great on there. It doesn't look out of proportion at all. It looks beautiful.
All right. And you'll see more of those coming even this year, and we will keep going because that's been hugely popular. So we're going to make a little noise now, and I see somebody else has joined us also. Rene is there with us. That's cool. Okay, he was barely a minute late. So
the man, the legend, the legacy.
We'll make a little noise now. I'll show you off a new Pennsylvania Mogul. We've had a Pennsy Mogul that's now sold out in our product line for years. This is the latest one with digital sound from Soundtrack, so it's really high quality. It's got a great working stroke. Uh-oh. Hope we got a good connection to Rene.
It's okay. I put him on mute. Keep on going, John.
Okay. All right. So if you can mute Rene, you have done something. Okay. We're just going to push a button here, make a little smoke and a little noise, just to show off some of the cool features. So this thing has the sound volume, so you can annoy the neighbors if you're out there on the Garden Railroad running trains at midnight. We designed it for that. So that's just 3 of the cool new G-Scale items. We had a whole bunch of others that came in and that are now arriving at TrainWorld, so people can get those from you right away.
Yeah, Jonathan, you guys at PIKO have a great product line. You got great quality stuff and great prices too. You really make it affordable for the guy in the hobby to buy a lot of product. You know, you can. Some people in other companies you can buy 1 piece a year. With yours, you can buy a railroad.
We can thank the man in the red shirt there for making that possible. So and all these come from our factory in Germany, which is not the subject of our factory tour tonight, but that's what makes all of our G-Scale products. Almost everything is made there. The trains, the track, the buildings. And then later on, we're going to go for a tour of our factory, PIKO China, where Rene is there in China right now. And you'll see something very different, I'm sure, with our HO products being made. So I'm going to turn it over to Ken and let you do a little soft shoe for a couple minutes while I do a scene change here.
Okay. You got it. Thank you so much, John. And PIKO has some great G-Scale products. They got huge catalogs. The amount of product that they make is overwhelming, but it's all amazing. Just really nice. They got some great product. And we're actually going to raffle off right now a TrainWorld hat and a PIKO freight car. So this is a G-Scale freight car and a PIKO hat. So put it in the chat right now, your name, zip code, and maybe state. Put it in the chat, and we'll pick out 2 winners for tonight while Jonathan gets set up. But you got a nice G-Scale freight car and a TrainWorld hat, and maybe specify which one you want. And we'll pick out some winners.
I wonder which one they're going to pick.
But Rene, how are you?
Hi, Ken. Good to see you. Can see you are very good. I haven't seen you a long time.
Yeah,
you're looking great. Just coming back from Florida.
Yes.
With a very dark skin. You had some sun, I guess.
Yeah, it's very hard to come back. I tell you, it was good down there. Yeah, very good.
It's an honor for us that you specially came back for this show.
Yeah.
He came back for you,
Rene. I came back for you. For you, I came back.
Great. Okay, and sorry
not
Jonathan.
Not Jonathan.
Sorry that I came a little bit late, but no I just come back from the school. There was a meeting between parents and the teachers, and we had a little bit problem with scheduling this meeting. I don't know whether Ken already told you, but it's now okay. And I'm here, and I hope I can show you something and I can answer you some questions, and I think we will have a good show. Hi, Jonathan. You made a good presentation of the G-Scale. Good.
Thanks, boss.
Okay. Good, guys.
All right.
So what do you want to know?
Well, we're going to go back to Jonathan for a second. I think he's ready to talk about the Sprinter now.
Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about one of the first of our HO products that is an American prototype item. I don't know if you can see all of that in the screen there with a nice little red train there. What's coming to you soon, probably about September, October at the latest, is the North County Transit District from San Diego, the Sprinter train. And this is a kind of an interesting train. It runs from the city called Oceanside, north of San Diego, to the inland city of Escondido. It's a route that's only 22 miles long, but passes 2 colleges. So it's a pretty busy route with commuters and students and all that. And it's the meeting point in Oceanside is a kind of a unique place where you can see 5 railroads come together. You've got BNSF with the freight trains running through Oceanside. You've got the Amtrak Surfliner that comes down from LA and runs to San Diego. You've got the Metrolink commuter line from LA that comes down to Oceanside, and that meets up with the coaster that runs all the way down to San Diego. And the Sprinter connects with all of those, well, not the freight train, but with all those passenger trains from Oceanside and runs inland from there. So we're taking what's a standard PIKO model of what's called made by Siemens in Germany, the Desiro rail car, and you can ride that in many cities in Europe. It's a very nice, quiet, smooth, diesel powered, so it doesn't require catenary and all that expense. And we're turning it into a model of the Sprinter, and that's what our North County Transit District bought very wisely. That's a really reliable, proven platform for a commuter rail vehicle, and it's this double-ended articulated vehicle that's 2 pieces. You see the little red one here with the articulation in the middle, and our Sprinter color scheme, of course, is this beautiful blue, teal, and white and gray color scheme. That's really California, ties in with the coaster color scheme. And the main difference between the Sprinter here and the Desiro in Germany is the much larger air conditioning units that are needed for the roofs. So we tooled up new parts for that, and those will be installed on the roof. They're much bigger than the ones you see here on the model because of our Southern California climate. So that's coming pretty soon, made in the spectacular factory that we're going to show you in just a few minutes here. That'll be one of the next projects. That factory, I think if you average it out, turns out something over 1 new model a day for every work day of the year. Wow. So pretty amazing place. And that's besides keeping 2,000 other products in production. So here's a little bit of video from the Sprinter maintenance facility in Escondido. You get to see my face wearing a hard hat. They wouldn't let us in there without hard hats and safety vests. And if you can turn up the volume there, Ken.
Are you running the train, Jonathan?
Ken's running the train out of the maintenance shed. Yeah, we're not going to run
okay.
Yes. So,
yeah, I got the sound off on this one. But,
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, yep. You'll get to hear some cool sounds when you see the model, because we spent a lot of time out there recording sounds to go with the standard sounds that are made by all Desiro models. Mm-hmm. So I think you'll be impressed with that. Really cool train. These trains never turn around. They go back and forth. That's why they're double-ended. And they go, the driver, the engineer changes from end to end on the train and goes the opposite direction when he reaches the end of the line. So this is the way the stations are in sunny Southern California, out there in the sunshine with the palm trees and green grass all year long. Typically, as you see there in the picture, they run a 2-unit train together. That's 2 of these articulated double-ended units coupled together. And most of the line is double track, so you see a couple trains passing there. And that's the couple scenes from Escondido. So there we are in the Sprinter facility, taking a tour on one of these elevated maintenance platforms that they use to work on the trains. And we're up about 15 feet in the air, checking out those larger air conditioners. And Siemens actually provided us all of the technical drawings of the air conditioner so we could make that new tooling. But it was cool to check them out anyways. Not someplace you want to hang out because it's noisy and hot up there, but it was fun.
And John, when do you expect these to be shipped or made, or any kind of estimated timeline?
They'll be made pretty soon and should be on your shelves in September, October.
Wow,
very cool.
Great.
So just in time for the winter season.
Yep. So.
Yeah, and it's a really unique, nice train. You know, I think people are going to really like it. You know, breaking it up from a traditional diesel or steam engine.
Right, and you can be prototypical and not have to have catenary on your layout for an electric trolley type thing. This is diesel powered, so it can run anywhere on your layout. So I think it's a cool model.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anytime anybody makes anything for the first time, it's always hard to get when it comes out. So everybody should pre-order this and get your order in so you don't get shut out, and you'll be one of the first ones to get them.
I know those are on TrainWorld.com right now, so they can do that.
Yep, we're taking pre-orders now, and the orders have already been phenomenal. So make sure you get your pre-order in before the first batch sells out, because usually on any kind of new announcement, it goes so quick. So make sure, if you're on the fence about it, make sure you order tonight and get your pre-order in. And this is the time Ken Sr. and I have a nice little, I guess, a funny gift for Rene. So just bear with us 1 second.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Oh, by the way, Jonathan, yesterday I saw the layout of the Sprint already, and we are already working on the printing the D0, and it looks pretty. Hey, I never heard something like that, my dear Ken.
we figured if we couldn't make it to Germany, we'd bring Germany to you.
Okay. That's a very nice sign, Ken.
Yeah.
We thought you'd be a little homesick, so.
This is nice, but okay, beer we can get here in China also, but we don't have these nice mugs here.
Yeah.
Great.
I picked this up with a train collection, believe it or not. That was it.
Wow.
You like my chest hair?
Whoa.
I'm aging.
Is this a female? Is this a female dress or what?
No.
No. Looks good. Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
You guys have the spirit.
Yeah. This looks good.
And we're going to make sure we wear this next time when we come visit you in Germany.
I hope so.
Actually, the hat feels good. I like the hat. Cool. Very cool.
It looks good on you. Yeah.
Maybe we should get these, Ken. They say TrainWorld on these things. What do you think?
Yeah. the new PIKO TrainWorld hats.
Yeah.
You got this on the Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Germany?
No, online. We figured for this event just for you, Rene. So
okay, great.
We thought you may need a nice laugh.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay.
Let's get back to business. And there's a lot to talk about, Rene. And you know, you're a hard man to get on because you're so busy. You got so many things going on, and we really appreciate you taking the time to, you know, be on air and to really show us your process with the factory. And you actually have different factories as well. Jonathan was kind of explaining before. I'm not sure if you want to talk about how you get the G-scale trains made in Germany, and also I think today you're in the Chinese factory.
Okay, the G-scale trains we started to manufacture before we had China. This is, I think, 2006 we started with this. Our first G-scale train, I think, was the Taurus, which I showed you. This was the first time there was a festival at LGB, the last festival at LGB in Nuremberg, and I put you on the side and say, "Hey, Jonathan, do you have time? I will show you something." Then we went to my car and I showed you the first Taurus and said, "Don't talk about anybody about this." 2006, I think, just before they went into bankruptcy. Yeah.
PIKO Rising. All right.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyhow, okay, the G-scale trains we make almost completely in Germany. in Germany, we have a factory with about 175 people. And some parts are made in China. For example, the wheels or the wheel sets, they are done here. I think this is the only part we make here in China. Because we have the zinc alloy machines here and not in Germany, so we do this here. But all the other stuff is done over there in Germany. And here in China, we only do HON or not only, but mainly HON and TT. And we prepared a factory tour for you. I don't know, Ken, whether you want to start with this now. Yep. And then we see a little bit how the things are going here. And it's the location is here in South China, not far away from Hong Kong, about 1.5 to 2 hour, 2.5 hours drive, depends on the traffic and on the problems at the customs. Okay, we cannot drive at the moment because of COVID issue. So I made last year. I was very happy to be here in also beginning of the year, and was very happy to drive my car back to Hong Kong. This was in June, and since that time I didn't see my car anymore because this is standing in Hong Kong, and I have no chance to get it in here to China. So this was a wrong decision at that time. Anyhow.
Let's give it a whirl.
Good. So this is a short introduction of what we are doing. We are pretty famous in Europe for HON and TT. HO is our biggest product group. G-Scale is more, also known in Germany and Europe, but compared with the US, we are mainly known in the US for our G-Scale items because there is our main business. And now we are, and that's the reason why we also talk a little bit about HO, because we are now starting with some HO items for the US, and you will see later on some products we are preparing for the US. Jonathan already showed you the prototype of the D0 in the German version, which will come out then in the American Sprinter version. And here you will see now some HO. So HO is for us the big business in Europe. And I can say that we are pretty on the top of the model train industry with our quality and our design. I was giving yesterday Ken some awards which we got. This is here. I don't know whether you see this. This is a model of the year 2020, and we are very proud. We got right. This is one. This is the 83.10. I think I cannot read it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And this model I wanted to show you. I wanted to unpack for you because this model, this model came out this year. 83.10 came out this year, right? Very nice steam engine. Our second successful steam engine. The first steam engine we made new was, I think, in almost 93 as I bought the company. And since that time, we didn't touch this issue of steam engines making new. We make some ones which are already, 1 second, I have to close the door. We have a lot of steam engines in the program, but they are mainly old. And this is the first expert model. And now you see the factory. This is a factory in Shashan, Dongguan, as I said, 2.5 hours about from Hong Kong. This is the front. This is pretty huge. Yes, we have. On the left side, you see the dormitories, the two buildings. These are the dormitories where the people live. So we have here in this factory, these are totally two buildings. In the meantime, in the middle is a connection building, and we totally have 10,000 square meters of production facility. Now
Which
it's
is like
gone.
100,000 square feet for Americans.
Yeah, and this is a garden. There's a garden inside. We have some fountains there. We have some playgrounds for the guys. And what you see here, this is a dormitory where the people live. Some of the people live there. At the beginning, more people lived there. But nowadays, a lot of people, if they have their family, they also live outside. And very important for Chinese people, as you probably know, is food. There's another issue we don't talk about. This is also very important for Chinese people, but food is at least maybe the first one. And this is our canteen where the people have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And again, this is a garden with a fountain, and you see a little bit the fountain. And the people enjoy this to be in the break time or at lunch or dinner time to walk around a little bit and have some exercise there. This is a factory from the inside. On the left side behind the tree, this is not our factory. Okay.
Should I play
This
it?
was a short tour.
All right, let me
That was very nice, Rene. Very nice. It almost looked like a model train layout. Just everything was so clean and nice. It was just beautiful, beautiful.
This is a pretty nice factory. You see, if anybody of the viewer and of the participant of this StreamYard has been in China and saw a factory there, they know how dirty and ugly and not organized these factories are. And I'm sometimes wondering how good quality they get out of these shit places, but this is really amazing. But they can do it. The Chinese people can do a lot of things. So, but we have let's say we have a German factory in China, and you will see afterwards now some pictures. And now we go over to talk a little bit about the Whitcomb. And I made a short introduction, and sorry that I were using my mask, but obviously I always forget. I wear this in the factory, and then if I'm in my office, I put it down, and as I made the video, I've just forgot to take it away. But now you see me without mask, and there on the video you will see me with. So okay, can you go ahead?
I'm very impressed to see your name on top of the building in big letters. That was like, wow.
It's the PIKO factory.
Cool. It's very cool.
It's not somebody else's factory that happens to make, if it's Tuesday, we're doing brand X. This is the PIKO factory that only makes PIKO products.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good. Very nice.
I
tell you must be very proud to have that for sure.
Yeah. You see, it was about 15 or 18 years ago. I also was working with some OEM manufacturers here in China. And I also was working with a huge company, which was called at that time Sandakan. And because PIKO is a very tiny, or at least at that time was a tiny company. And I always was afraid that if we are really becoming good, that somebody of our big competitors would put some pressure on the OEM factory and say, hey, don't produce for this stamp company some tracks or whatever, because they are competing on the market with us. And I was thinking, hey, I don't want to be in this situation. And then we decided, I think it was 2000, we are now 12 years here, was 2002 or 2003, where we said, okay, we are going to make up our own factory. And then we started. First opening up a Hong Kong office, and then from there we made the step to China. And 2007 we started to look for a factory, and we found a factory, and then we made everything inside of the factory according to our wishes. This is the factory. The building does not belong to us. This is a Chashan person, but we have this now since 12 years. And last year I made another contract with them for the next 22 years. So
wow.
You will see, you will have products for the next 22 years from our factory in Chashan. Don't worry.
Very good. Very good.
Congratulations.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. So let's play this video.
Okay.
Dear American PIKO friends, we want to show you now our first American locomotive. I asked our technical director to come here and to answer me some questions. Hermann, please come and show us the model.
Don't wonder if he doesn't talk. He was very soft. And
afterwards,
my girl in Germany, he cut him always out because you did not listen to him.
What you see here is the pilot production model. Maybe you can show me this. And now we will put also some light on. Yeah, you can turn it, Hermann. We put some light.
This is okay. This is the Dutch version. So we first make the Dutch version of this locomotive. Maybe Jonathan, you can tell a little bit about the history.
Yeah, the Whitcomb 65-ton diesels were produced by Whitcomb in Illinois during World War II. There were a couple hundred of them made, and they were shipped over as part of the Allied efforts in the European theater. Because when you destroy all the locomotives, you need to have new ones to replace. And this was truly a battle of infrastructure and supply and getting things to where they needed to be.
Okay.
And we can go ahead into the tooling shop here.
Do you want me to play the sound with it? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Because I think I give you some information about the different.
Okay.
Oh, I can also talk what you prefer. Okay.
Well, let's see what you say, and then you could always add in while you're going. But
yeah, okay. Let the sound play, and then I will say something in between.
And just so everybody knows, this is inside his factory, so you're getting inside footage of what it actually is. Wild.
Rene has shot some videos in here, but this is all new footage.
How this is made, I want to give you a short overview about our factory. Here, this is our injection molding department, all German arbor machines, which last at least 30, 40 years and give good quality. So here is the mold shop, where we mainly repair and change some molds. Storage you see here. So every box has molds in and the weight, and we know exactly what is standing. After the injection department, we go to the fourth floor, and here we just see the design department and our logistic department, where we make the production planning. And then we go to the spraying area. Oh, here's the QC department, where we test all the locomotives and cars. And here we have the engineering, the production engineering. And then we go over to the spraying department.
Okay, in the design department, we do all the design. Go on, let the movie run, Ken.
Yes. Yeah, we will see the robot, but the robot is just not working. Oh, okay, no problem. And here we are in the spraying department. Just give you a short overview. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and do the
4 lines, each 6 places, so about 48 workers sitting there.
A little bit more in detail what they are doing here. And then we also have QC here, and the so-called touch-up girls. They check everything what is sprayed. So we take very much care for good quality. So now the robot is working again.
Yeah, as I came back, the robot was working.
And what's the robot doing?
The robot is getting the product, getting the jig where the cars are mounted on, and then he puts it over to the spraying robot. You see? You put this on a position, and then it starts. Then it turns, and then the robot will start to spray. You see the left thing? This is the robot arm coming from the top and spraying on the bodies there.
Whether cars or locos are sprayed, so they have no shiny surface.
Wow.
And now we go. Oh,
okay. We saw this already on the other video, but I was just looking outside.
Here are the dormitories where the people live, or some people, not all. It's nice. And during lunch and break time, we have a little fountain there, but we shut this off during working time. Now we go to the pet printing department, and one of the first places is the area where our digital printer are working. And here we are now in the pet printing department, which you will see later in detail. Just give you a rough impression. A lot of 6-color machines working here. And now we walk through our warehouse where the delivered products are all. Yeah. Everything is, we go one level down to our.
So we have 4 levels in the factory. On the first level, there's the injection department, and then we go to the 4th level where it's spraying. 3rd level is pet printing. Okay, go ahead. Let it run. The 3rd level is pet printing, and 2nd level is sub-assembly where we go now. And in the other building is 2nd level, the assembly room.
Cut all the detailed parts.
Here we do the trimming and the cutting of the parts of the sprues.
For the glasses, or here we do the die cast parts, put the flesh away. Here we have some assembly of tracks. Here is the department where we make the wheel sets.
There you see some cheesecake wheel sets. You just saw them a little bit.
So on the way from the sub-assembly department, Nihao, we have a QC department here where we test all the finished goods. And now we go to the assembly line. And today is the 24th. And
so this was recorded 4 days ago.
But you will see that we are very busy here, and mainly at the month end. Oh, here we're doing just now the finishing of the BR 83.10, the Expert Plus version.
Expert Plus means that we have an electrical coupler, that we have smoke, that we have a special sound, that we have indexed sound by the speed. So this is a really extraordinary model. This is really great. And we will install in this model our new XP 5.1 decoder with a lot of functions. So you will be very, very surprised what this can do.
Because they want to fulfill the target, and therefore we have a lot to do. Anyhow, we have a lot to do also in the other days, but the last days of the month, all the products will be finished, and so we are really busy.
Wow.
You see this.
Very impressive, Rene. Very impressive.
Thank you.
I can't believe how many people work there. That's
we have over 400 people in Chashan.
Wow.
A lot of women. A lot of women working there. Wow.
Yeah. In the assembly line or in the production area, I think that we have about 80% women. Yeah. And if you see the details, what they are doing with the thick fingers of the man, this is very difficult.
Interesting. Yeah.
And the girls are doing really nice job.
And these ladies are maybe 5 to 10 years with us, so they know exactly what they have to look at. Okay, so this was a short overview about our production. I did not show you everything, but I think you get a little bit impression how we work here, how things are done. A lot of detail work. You see here, these little tiny parts, these are lamps.
Wow, look at that.
Put in.
If you look, I made a video last time, about 3 weeks ago, about the E32. And this is a little bit more detailed about the production. This is very interesting. And there you see how many parts are mounted on the products, on the locos, and it's really amazing. And then you can imagine that this also takes a lot of time to make a product like this. And we are not...
I don't know, some lights, oh yeah, for the rail pool locomotive.
And you could also tell how good and focused all your employees are. I mean, they're really you know, care about the product.
Over to the Whitcomb and show you some process. So as I just talked to you, Ken, we are just working on the first American loco at PIKO, and I just went into the engineering department, and they're preparing the deco information for the locomotive. So our friend is doing here what? What are you doing at the moment?
Yes, I'm checking the content, printing content with our deck information.
Okay, but this is not the American model, the first one we make for the Netherlands. So this is the Dutch version, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Now I will go to the factory and see how this is doing there. For producing the American loco, this is here now the first step. We are just making the die cast for the housing, for the body.
Well, there's a point, Ken. Almost all American diesel models have a plastic housing or body. For extra weight, this has a metal housing, die-cast metal.
Out to the worker.
How do you even find someone to build these machines?
And he takes the flesh, some of the flesh away. And
by the way, this machine which you see here is a fresh machine. This is a German die-cast machine, but the other we have two. The other one is a Chinese version.
Wow.
And Jonathan, you told me that New York
to buy the machine is easy, but the difficult thing is making the molds for it. This is really the difficult process, and we are also very good at this.
Chassis.
What was that, Ken?
And Jonathan, you mentioned that New York City had some of these running with the New York City Transit.
Yes, they did. Right down McDonald Avenue, in fact. Ken found some cool photos of that. Whitcomb diesels right there in the post-war years.
And after the bodies of the locomotive are sprayed in color, we are now in the process of spraying some little tiny black areas. I will just have a look. You see this? The black area. This is done here. And she's doing on the other side. Sometimes the masks have to be cleaned, and then they can spray it again.
So all the little details which you see on the locomotive, which has a different color, they normally always have to be sprayed like this. So it's a lot of mask spraying.
I love it when people say, it's easy, just change the color. It's a new model. It's a lot of work.
It's amazing how much time and effort goes into one model.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Making just a little tiny black line.
You should pay much more for the loco, Ken.
I was saying your prices are too cheap.
I totally agree.
Wow.
We use many different decoration processes, whether it's masking and spraying or pad printing. and other ways, whatever works best for that particular location on a model.
And the other side. And if it's ready, it looks like this. See this? Okay. And in this position, they spray the driver's cabin. And what they do here, they make also a little tiny part black.
Mm-hmm.
You see this? Little tiny black? So a lot of work is done on every single item.
Wow.
I'm looking at her glove and her hands. There's no paint on the glove and no paint on the hand. It's so precise.
And the worker always check whether the quality is okay. Railings of the Whitcomb, and before we spray them, we have to stick them on a wood with tape. You see?
And on every Whitcomb, there are 4 of these railings. These are the railings for
Obviously,
going up this staircases.
And I looked at her. So a lot of work also on this engine.
Wow.
And
you're doing a lot better than I would do.
You see that they will spray the handrails.
Oh, okay.
Most of the handrails on this model are also metal,
But
so, for durability.
So they are all sticked on a wooden stick, and you see hundreds handrails have to be sprayed. And this is the other position. They also do something here.
Wow.
And after the body is sprayed with the black lines around, then they will be checked again whether everything is fine. And in the spraying department,
okay, this process normally comes first. They spraying the housing on the
for the
spraying robot.
Whitcomb.
What does this do? I'm sorry?
This is a cabin, the driver's cabin.
Oh, and they're spraying it. That's paint?
Yeah, this normally should come a little bit earlier before they do the hand spraying for the black lines. But my girl also did not put this in the right position, but doesn't matter.
And he's checking that everything is okay. Then the whole thing moves one position over. Okay. And then probably goes in the bed printing department. And if they are sprayed on the robot, then the lady is taking them out, checking them, and put new ones on the tray.
That's a big thing at PIKO is QC at every step of the way, quality control.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And today, the whole line is working on the Whitcomb. See here, everywhere Whitcomb, housing, bodies.
It's amazing how many parts go into a model train.
And every part has to be decorated and installed.
I came in the QC department, and what did I see? I see that the guy is working on the Whitcomb locomotive, obviously for the preparing the production. And you see all the electronic parts here. And this is pretty filled up with electronic. And here you see the screen. Hi, Furi. Can you tell me what the guy is doing there?
He is checking the PCB mass production sample with PP samples.
PP means pilot production.
Okay, so here we see this, and on the screen he has the drawings. Okay, everything has to be checked very carefully if we get this from our supplier, from our PCBA suppliers, because you never know what the Chinese guys are sending to you. So incoming QC is a very important part of us.
Wow.
After we sprayed the bodies, we are now in the pet printing department, and we start here to print the white lines on the body.
This is just a simple little white stripe on the end of the engine hood.
Amazing. It's amazing how the process, how long it takes, and
right.
2 times.
It's
the color is
perfection.
really
Perfection.
As Rene mentioned there, we print it twice because it's a white color over a dark background, so it's really nice and opaque.
Will come on the body, but this is all the same.
And this is the European model?
And
this is Dutch version.
QC department, and they just checking, our QC supervisors just checking the Whitcomb, whether everything is okay here. With the
our production QC supervisor, she's doing this, running the whole day in the factory.
Perfect.
Sorry?
This is the U.S. Army version, too, that she's got in her hands.
Everything will be checked very carefully.
All
okay.
Right. Wow. Wow. A lot of information.
I can't believe
I hope you enjoyed a little bit the tour.
Place. It's super clean. And no parts thrown on the floor, no place. Yeah. That's when you got a lot of women working, for sure. You have a bunch of guys, I don't know.
You have also to be after the women's, I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's amazing how many parts and how much labor and how many, moving pieces. It's amazing what you've accomplished, Rene. I mean, you said just the G-Scale factory or getting into G-Scale was what, 15 or 20, 15 years ago, or how long? And now you created this ginormous behemoth company that, is the titan of the model train industry all over the world. And a lot of people think, America has a great train market, but Europe is the largest train market from everywhere. And, you guys are look at this catalog. It's a novel with all the products that you make, and you have your own factory. I mean, it's just remarkable what you've accomplished. And, people think that, oh, yeah, I could start my own company. That is impossible. And you've definitely proved and accomplished that. And it's incredible. Just looking at the machines it's like overwhelming. How do you even get a machine in there or get that machine designed to move the arms? It's like unbelievable, just wild stuff. So kudos to you. That, and you should be very proud of yourself. What you accomplished is quite really remarkable.
Thank you. It's good to hear something like this. But I tell you, if you are the whole day here, and if you're the whole day in the factory, you forget about these, and then you look in all the problems you have, and every day in the factory you have the problem. Okay, we have our problems. You on the sales side, you also have these problems. So, and we work good together. We are doing the factory, and we are doing the design of the models. There we are really good. And sometimes it is also very nice if then the public, our customers, elect us as one of the best models in the year. And I gave you yesterday, I sent you some paper where it shows that we won last year or this year by the election of a German train magazine, Eisenbahnmagazin. I think this is maybe the most respected survey about the model of the year. And we were very proud because we won in 3 categories. We won. One category was the electrical models. You see this? The E91.
Wow.
For the model of the year.
Beautiful.
Very detailed. This old electrical locomotive. Became the first place model of the year 2020. Then we won in the diesel category also, the 216. Similar like the 218. It was the first model. Also, this model won the first place, and we have big competition. You see, we have Merklin, we have Rocco, we have Brava, we have ESO, we have a lot of guys are on the market in Europe, and they make really good quality. And if you are then elected as the best one of them, makes a little bit proud. And there's another issue. This I want to show you. I want to just unpack this for you, because then you see a little bit how our packaging is. This is a this is a steam engine. This is a BR. I think it's a BR87. Yes, the BR87 also won first place.
Wait.
What?
You know what's amazing? Nobody in America does packaging like that. That's actually very unique for the retailer, where people could actually see it in the box and see what they're buying. That beautiful packaging.
But on the other hand, and the problem is, on the other hand, you may have to make this in a way that it can be transported without any problem. So I try to get it out. And then we have underneath, we have plastic. The logo is not screwed on. Okay, I can take this away also. I hope I can put this back in later on. Oops. So you better see this. So this is a BR78. This model won also the first place in the category steam engine. Wow. And people said, whoa, PIKO can also make steam engine. And first place. And what is better, they made a comparison between our competitor who made the same logo. He came out a little bit later, maybe 1 year later, but he came out, and we were a little tiny, a bit better than our competitor. And this makes us happy. And the other day I had a dinner with all my designers and engineer here, and we gave them the award and said, hey, friends here, great job you have done. First place in 4 categories. Oh, there's a TT. Oh, this I want to show you, because maybe nobody in the US knows, or not many, what a TT model is. This is a TT model, also first place, and this is the HO model. So you may see the size difference between TT. TT is not a big market in the US. Scale, Jonathan, what is the scale? 1 to 120. 1 to 120.
120. It's midway between HO and N.
Right. It's a nice scale, but it's called tabletop. But in the US, nobody has this. And finally, okay, this is the reason why we are talking today.
The Wickham.
Wow, really nice. That's gorgeous.
And you see, if the light goes on correctly, then you see all the details. Yeah. And
wow,
the lamps. Oh, I cannot do this too good. And by the way, the Americans should not be afraid that they get such a funny coupling. They get a knuckle coupler.
Very nice.
Don't worry.
Beautiful.
Now, what road names in American are you going to be making?
Sorry?
First, right after the Dutch version that you saw in production there, this is the U.S. Army Transportation Corps version as it served in the European theater in World War II. And some of those stayed and became the Dutch versions, and they were in all kinds of other countries. And many of them came back to America. They were no longer needed after the war. And they actually thought they were shipping them through America and on to Japan, but that whole thing was over before they got them shipped. So they stayed here in America and got sold off to short line operators and industrial railroads, a couple of big name railroads. I think, Ken, you might have some photos of paint schemes of real locomotives, the Whitcombs.
Yep.
You're so good at this. It's just like the evening news with the footage.
I think Ken is very good in organizing this. So congratulations.
So
I don't know. We messed up on the time at first.
We got the details right. So.
Yeah.
So this is.
And I tell you, this is very difficult to make. If I see the yellow stripes and the white stripes on, this is crazy. I know this already.
Yeah. You saw in the video what work it was just for one little black rectangle on the side of the hood. So.
Maryland and Midland. Wow.
Yes. So you might be seeing that sometime in the next few months.
Wow.
And I think you had some other photos as well.
Yep.
So, and we would love to hear from people. Lehigh, New England had Whitcomb. And a lot of these were modified over the years, so it's hard to find any two that are alike. But the Hocking Valley Scenic Railroad tourist line in Ohio has a very nicely restored one.
Oh, that's sharp.
Atlantic Coastline.
That's nice.
Some more wonderful stripes to drive Rene and the factory crazy.
As Rene would say, very nice. Very nice. Really nice. I like that. That's going to be a home run.
Those were...
But if we do this, it will be not so dirty. Sorry.
Wow.
You'll have to put the dirt on yourself. But
really.
And those little locos, usually little industrial locos like this, stay pretty close to home. And those moved from North Carolina, where they were originally on the Franklin and Carolina, a little tiny short line. Then Atlantic Coastline bought it and kept the cool colors. And those actually moved all the way down to Georgia before they were retired. So that's a lot of distance for a little tiny loco.
Wow.
These weren't out on the main line. So there's
and you guys
peek.
Are actually gonna make it.
There's a sneak peek.
Wow.
Hey, Jonathan, what you have done here? You should show this to the guys.
Oh.
Surprise.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It will not have orange wheels, hopefully.
Wow. Wow.
The graphics
really
department
nice.
is having some fun though.
That is sharp.
So
has this blue color? No, huh?
Yes, this is just a CAD drawing that somehow snuck out of the factory. The real thing is a little bit darker. You saw in the photo earlier, and you can see on the end of the loco there, the knuckle couplers. So that's our own PIKO knuckle couplers, fully compatible with other brands on the market. So
and no buffers as well, right?
Right. So we tooled up completely different. You probably didn't notice, but actually the housing is different too. The Dutch version has two headlights low on the end. This has a single headlight. A lot of little differences that you may or may not notice. So we went to some effort to get this pretty good. So
John, this is really sorry.
Go ahead.
This is really important for the American market because I saw a lot of comments on the U.S. transportation Whitcomb, and they were wondering about future series, and it's not going to have a knuckle coupler, or it has the buffers, and those were like kind of some of the biggest pet peeves that they had. But you guys actually did it properly and tooled it correctly both ways.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
We put a lot of effort in the design process, and if we make a locomotive like this, or also a car, then we really look at all the different options, and we decide then which options we do. And if we make one, then we always try to make it really correct. It takes a little bit more effort to change the lights in the front, but if you do this at the beginning, from the beginning of the design project, then it's less work than if you want do it afterwards as everything is finished. Then you want to change something. This is always a disaster. So we try to do these things. Okay, not only on the Whitcomb here, which you saw, we do this also with all the other engines, whether this is a DB, a DR, a DRG, or whatever version this is. We always try to make it as correctly as possible, and with all the details. Can you mention that there are hundreds of details on?
Yeah.
And we also try to mount them on the locomotive and not put them in a plastic bag and say, hey, customer, you can put this on. Because most of the customers, if they use this, they put a glue on and the loco looks ugly behind afterwards. And nobody can do this, but our girls are used to this. They are doing this every day, and I think they do this pretty well. And I think the customer really likes this, to have a finished model. Don't buy a kit.
Yep. No, this is going to be beautiful.
I have a question. Has anyone ever made a Whitcomb? I never even heard of it until you mentioned it to me a few months back.
There was a brass model made 3 decades ago. It was pretty crude, and people have been on chat rooms and learning more about this loco than I ever thought I'd know in the last year. There's a lot of interest, but that's the only model that was ever made. It didn't run well. It was pretty crude looking. So this blows it away, modern standards. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And John, we actually found out there was a Whitcomb in New York. And so they're all over the place. And I think you're going to find a lot of different paint schemes. And this is going to get the North American market really kind of boiled up. They're going to get excited about your product. And PIKO is such a big name overseas and used with the European models. But now you guys are really dabbling into the HO North American market, which, you know, you guys are going to ruffle some feathers in the States.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I think this is going to be a sellout, quite honestly, because anytime there's a new body mold, something nobody has, everybody's got to have one. And I think they're going to sell the hell out of these.
Yeah, and it's an attractive model. It looks really cute. It's different than all the other models.
Yeah.
And I think it will.
This paint scheme, I think this is going to be the bestseller one. That's beautiful, really nice. But they're all unique, really cool.
Yeah. We will not come out. We will not come out at the same time with everything. So don't expect this like other companies are doing it, making 50 pieces of 20 different road names. We are not going to do this. We make one road name, and then maybe a year later we come out with another road name.
Okay. Very cool.
What about an undecorated version without paint, just undecorated?
Undecorated? Why undecorated? Who likes to have an undecorated version?
People like to make their own roads. They want to call it Grandpa's Railroad. You know, it doesn't matter. It just they can.
You can get everything from us. Just order enough quantities. We do this for you.
Okay. All right.
TrainWorld exclusive.
It may take you 10 years to make New York. I may buy undecorated.
And I tell you, the undecorated will be a little bit more expensive than the decorated because it's a different production run.
Very cool. Very cool. No, this is going to be great. And John, when do you think you'll be announcing, I guess, the first paint schemes or runs for pre-orders?
That's a couple months out, the official announcement. We'll have a brochure out with a bunch of autumn new items in G-Scale and HO. And this model is probably going to be produced right around the end of the year.
Okay.
But
wow.
Again, let the people send you some email and say, I want to have the first Whitcomb from PIKO. No number, nothing, doesn't matter. The people can order it.
Yeah,
and then you can change it over to a number later on.
Yeah, we can do that. Now, and what about the U.S. transportation model? John, do you know when those are coming out, or?
Should be in your store, hopefully late September, early October at the latest.
Okay, because I think a lot of people are still going to want that, even though it's got the European coupler. I think a lot of people are going to like that because they love U.S. Army, you know?
Well,
okay.
And there's so many
by
people
the way, you can exchange the European coupler into a knuckler coupler. We also have this in the program. So no problem. Okay. You just pull it out and plug the other in.
It's a snap-in part from PIKO. So a standard item in our product line.
Yep.
So, and you know, so many people have a connection to this. You know, their grandfather served and operated these locos in World War II, or somebody saw it looking out the door of TrainWorld running down the street right there. So I think there's going to be a lot of interest.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I'm just waiting, John, if you could get a updated picture of the U.S. Army transportation version, because I think people, once they see the painted version on screen and we send out an email, people are going to go crazy for that. And so it all starts with that one, and then you'll probably announce a couple of new road names or paint schemes once you sell out of the first one, and which I expect it's going to be fairly quickly. So this and the Sprinter, you guys are really putting your flag in the sand and really going on this North American product hardcore.
Oh, we are looking forward to do this because the American market is a big market, and I like this market personally very much. Therefore, we have our operation in San Diego, and Jonathan is doing a great job there. And now I hope we can transfer our success from the G-Scale side also to the HO side, and show the American customer, HO customer, how a real good locomotive is running, smooth running, sound is perfect, and details are great. And I think they will be impressed. These are the PIKO expert locomotives, and they are of really high quality.
Yeah, I think once people start getting your HO engines and trains, they're really going to start to see the quality that PIKO is known for with all your models. So I think it's going to be really exciting this year coming out with all this product. And Jonathan, you're going to have to work overtime for this one. You got a lot of stuff going on.
That's all right.
Good. No, it's I think you got a lot of stuff going on, and I think between the HO and G, a lot of new announcements. I mean, look at all this product coming out. So lots of stuff, lots of good stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. Good friends.
Yes.
What else you would like to know? Do you have any other question, or maybe from the audience, are there some questions which we can answer also?
Well, the questions they wanted to know what schemes will be made or will be made first, but we
would love to hear from you.
And a lot of
And you know, some of it depends on we search for months and try to find information and just come up with nothing, and suddenly somebody's, oh, I got a whole collection of photos of this thing in my archive. So and suddenly okay. So we would love to hear from people. Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, we are always interested in getting information from our customers, and a lot of models which we developed in the last years. And by the way, we develop almost 20 new locomotives and car per year. New ones, not just paint scheme, new ones. So, and we will get a lot of information from our customers, photos, pictures, drawings, and everything, and suggestions. Not always we can do this, but over the years we come out with more and more stuff, and we always like to get an input. We always like to get, we don't like critique too much, but sometimes it's okay. But we also like to hear what we have done good and what we have done bad, and send emails. Don't hesitate in sending emails to Jonathan, PIKO America, or also to info@piko.de in Germany. And we like to hear how you like our models and what we can do better. So we are always willing to learn, Also, if our company is not 10 years old, it's soon 75 years old, and we are still in the process of learning. You can never stop learning in your life. This is also available for and valid for the company.
Yeah.
Rene, is there a Oktoberfest train? Is there anything such thing?
Can you repeat?
Oktoberfest train. Is there such a thing?
Sorry, I don't understand. There's a what train?
Oktoberfest, like a train for Oktoberfest.
Oh, Oktoberfest. Not that I know, but this doesn't mean I'm not the guy who knows everything about trains. So I have to ask this to my people. But I never heard about an Oktoberfest train. Jonathan, did you hear anything?
No. We could certainly make one as a TrainWorld exclusive. We can put your pictures on it.
You know what? I think.
Oh, by the way, the Oktoberfest this year is also canceled. So not only last year, also this year there will be no Oktoberfest.
I heard that the Toy Fair, Nuremberg Toy Fair, is in the summer now.
No. Yes, they want at the beginning last year. At the end of last year, they announced to make this in July, which was an absolute stupid idea. Anyhow, and but 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, they said, COVID, and so probably not too many people registered for it, and now they canceled it. This was to make a toy fair in July, especially in our industry. What the hell? This is of no interest because all the new items are announced at the beginning of the year, and in July, who would come to a toy fair? Nobody.
Yeah. I would for vacation.
Yeah, for vacation, but then you go to some other places which are nicer than going to Nuremberg only for the toy fair in July. That's February, end of January, beginning of February next year. There's the next toy fair scheduled in Nuremberg, and I think this will take place.
Okay. And Rene, someone asked, and I think Pico America answered, but what % do you inspect in the factory and for the trains? And Pico actually answered, Arnold, 100%. If you see the factory videos, you can see employees checking every single part before assembly, after assembly. Every model is checked and test run before it's placed in the box. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very neat.
He was right.
Very good.
And well, if you are more interested, look on some videos on YouTube videos on your channel, TrainWorld, or you can also look at Pico.de or Pico America.de. We have a lot of interesting YouTube videos. Some are about models, some are about using digital. We just have started a webinar series since about 2 months ago, where we always explain in about 30 to 40 minutes how you can program a decoder, how you can install the light in some cars. Jonathan also do this. So this is pretty interesting, especially in those times where the people are stuck at home and don't know what to do. So we increase this quite a bit, this information channel.
Very nice. Well, Rene, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I know I want everyone to know China is it's 9 o'clock. It was 9 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock the next day in the morning. So I think we straightened that out, and I'm getting that now.
No, it was a pleasure to see you again and to talk to you again, because I think we didn't see us for the last 2 years or something. Yeah. And it's really time that we go out and have a drink together and eat a good steak and have some nice beer. And Jonathan can have his Coke zero.
That's a good idea.
And Rene, I did go to the same eyeglass store that you did. You get your glasses from, and this is what they gave me.
Great.
All right.
And the other guy down is drinking the beer now, huh?
Yeah. I love your bottle tops. These are cool. It never goes bad. You can always save it.
You are allowed to drink a beer now because it's around 10 o'clock at night at your time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not allowed to drink any alcohol till it's 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
I don't think it would be good for the factory.
No, it was not so good.
I think Jonathan's got a six-pack by the layout there.
Never know.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Well,
good, guys.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you to the audience that they are following us. I think, I hope that they had fun and that they got some new information. And I hope that everybody of us has a good business, that everybody keeps safe and healthy, and that our American friends have a good year and a good mold train year, and they will have a lot of fun either in the garden or on the LH out in the basement or under the roof or in the cellar or wherever they have the layout. So I hope everybody is doing good and we have a great year.
Okay.
That's great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. And the word
have a nice evening.
It's going to spread.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Rene. Thank you, John. Thanks, Ken Sr. Again, you can get all your PIKO trains, whether it be G scale or HO now, North American products at trainworld.com. Thank you so much. And we'll see everybody soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Take